Welcome. I'm going to give you a tease about a story called the Carny Contessa that was recently published by a very prestigious library on the East Coast. There's a link below to where you can find the story and read it at no cost. The Carny Contessa is about a Hollywood writer, very successful comedy writer. He's a bachelor. He lives in a very nice condo near the beach, drives an expensive German sports car. He's a single man, dates a very attractive but former stripper with very expensive tastes. And then the writer's strike, which you might have recalled, hits. And to make matters worse, the executive producer of the late night talk show he writes for calls him into the office and says, "You've had a great run at your job, but it's time to replace you with somebody younger and hip to the current scene." So he's fired, and there's a strike. And the strike was very long lasting. And this writer has a very expensive lifestyle, and he quickly burns through his savings, and he's on the verge of bankruptcy. All he knows how to do is write. He's not going to go sell houses. He's not going to sell cars. And he sure as heck is not going to do rideshare. He starts to self-medicate, taking pills and booze. And he begins to sort through that online classified pages. I won't give a plug for the name of it, but where jobs are posted. And he's looking for writing jobs. And sure enough, he comes across a writing job, but it's not in Hollywood. It's out in the Mojave Desert. And he replies and says, "I'm a seasoned comedy writer. I've written some scripts which have been optioned. Call me." Days and weeks go by and he never hears back. His car's about ready to be repossessed. Things are getting bad. And he's woken up Monday morning from a drunken, drug-induced stupor by a woman who phones. And she introduces herself and says, "Thank you for answering my ad. I'm so happy that a Hollywood writer would answer my posting for somebody to write my life story." And this leads to a meeting between this writer and a woman who owns a old motor hotel that you would find on some lonely desert street with a kidney-shaped pool. And he goes out there to interview her to see if it's the type of job he wants to take. And there are some folks that live at this motor hotel that are very, very interesting, not what you would expect. And the story that the woman who is called the Carny Contessa describes about her life and what she's learned about life and how to traverse life as she takes this writer on a journey with her as he decides to stay over after accepting the writing gig, transforms him into a different person and brings together this menagerie of characters within the motor hotel that actually have things in common. And I believe you'll find the story very uplifting, very surprising, and very unusual. Again, you'll find it at the link below. You'll also find a link to my website where you'll find my collection of, almost 100 fiction stories and poems, as well as two seasons of my weekly podcast, the Razors Podcast, where I talk about film, television, and music and my personal takes about those. Lastly, you'll find a link below to a collection of 23 of my short stories, Hearts Without Sleeves, 23 stories, which is available at Amazon. So until I see you next time, May your personal story be a bestseller. Until next time, goodbye.